Holy crap! It's Super Bowl Sunday, and I only have one question for you.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about just wrestling in general. I just want to talk about wrestling. Professional wrestling. Damn it, the hell? That's all I want.
All this and more on the All Effin' Wrestling Show!
Did it.
Coming to you live from the FN Worldwide Media Studios, located in parts unknown.
It's the All Effin' Wrestling Show!
With your hosts, Canada Dry, and the JFB.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Good morning, afternoon. If I don't see you till later, good evening. How you doing? I am, of course, the king of prediction wrestling. I am here. I am one half of the original duo of Dynamacy. I am the JFB. I'm James from Boston.
And of course, I am the patron saint of all of professional wrestling. I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada effing Dryan. What do you want to talk about? I'm excited for the show. This is going to be our most interactive show we've ever did. Getting the whole AFW community a part of this. I'm excited.
I'm excited too, because none of this has been screened. They could be asking absolutely anything. Like, what's your favorite color? Boxers or briefs? I mean, it could go endless. We don't know what they're going to ask, but we're going to talk about what they're going to talk about. So, we have a couple of people in that are watching that are not in on the backstage yet. GM Joe, obviously. Good morning, good afternoon, and good morning. And then Noob, or Tony Khan as we call him. Good afternoon, anybody. How you doing? I'm doing good. Noob, I'm doing really good. I'm excited about this.
Yes. So first off, before we get going, it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes.
We got the Chiefs. We got the Niners. Who do you got?
I'm pulling for the Niners, and here's the reason why. Brock Purdy, their starting quarterback, is Mr. Irrelevant. So the last guy drafted in the NFL draft is called this nickname, Mr. Irrelevant. And the fact that he's gone from being the last guy drafted to now starting quarterback in a Super Bowl says huge amounts.
That's really cool. I didn't know that. So maybe you swayed me. Maybe I'm going with the West Coast team, the team of the 80s.
Yep.
The San Francisco 49ers. So, you know what? You swayed me. I'm going for the Niners today.
All right.
But I have to bring in this next guest because if I don't, the enlightened one's going to attack me in my sleep. This is his cousin, Cousin Stan.
Stan!
Hey, Cousin Stan.
Is this thing working? Hello? Is this thing working? Hello? Hello? Is this...
Cousin Stan, what do you want to talk about?
Well, you see, the thing is, I think I got to the bottom of this toothbrush situation. It's been here all along.
You're the one who took my toothbrush?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I wonder if the enlightened one just passed it off to hide it with the cousin.
I mean, it
I
wouldn't
don't,
shock.
I don't know how I got there, you see. And quite frankly, Liam's been very, very angry about me with this. So I had to obviously come clean with it.
Well, thank you for coming clean. You know what? Because I'm a nice guy, you can keep that toothbrush.
Is she don't want this back?
No, I'm good now. I think I've already gotten a new one. I'm gonna gift that to you because you see, Stan, your buddy Liam,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna have to buy me 2 shirts when Cody finishes the story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, he's not shut up about that for weeks, man. Honestly, he's been bugging me all week for this show. You've got to do this show. I'm like, why? But I'm here, guys. Okay.
Yeah. Um, uh, so the other question I have for you: who's gonna win the Super Bowl?
We don't know. We don't follow that in the UK.
So, what's your gut feeling? Niners or Chiefs?
I'm just gonna Chiefs just because it sounds cooler.
Are you a
Is there
Taylor?
anything else you want to talk about while we got you here?
No, I mean I'm already here. So what you guys want to ask me?
So what is your hometown? Like, where are you from?
I cannot confirm that share any information with that due to the federal agents.
Oh, the federal agents are keeping you ziplocked on that.
Yes, I've been a bad boy in my younger years.
Oh yeah, how old are you?
23 and 9 months and 32 hours.
How many seconds?
4.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much, Stan. We got a lot of callers wanting to call in, so we thank you so much for making an appearance here. Say hi to the enlightened one for us.
I will do, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Stan. Have you met Stan before? This is the first time meeting Stan?
Yeah, this is my first time meeting Stan, and I like Stan. Stan's cool, and Stan stole your toothbrush. I mean, plain and simple. I have a feeling he orchestrated the entire heist.
That's the enlightened one's cousin.
Yes.
Cousin Stan. So should we get to our next caller?
Yeah, let's do our next caller.
All right.
Hey, it's me.
It's the
Hey
shake.
guys, how's it going today? Hey brothers, how you all doing?
You're doing good, bro.
All right, you gotta ask the question, JP.
So what do you want to talk about?
Well, first I'm just gonna say there's my pick for the Super Bowl. Go Niners.
Yeah, go Niners.
I want to talk about because I actually saw it this morning, and it's got a tie-in between football and wrestling. What do you guys think about the legacy of Steve Mongo McMichaels? I bring him up because he just got inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame today. And he just literally, they showed the video of him actually receiving the call on FaceTime. And it was like him, even with the ALS, you could still see him with a big grin on his face. It was actually beautiful. There was even a few people like Blair talking about it because they brought up his legacy in wrestling of the Four Horsemen. So I want to get your guys' input of what, well, besides football, I don't know how much you guys know football, but specifically professional wrestling, what he's meant to the pro wrestling, especially being a former Four Horseman.
Yeah. Ken and John, you want to go first? You want me to field it?
I'll go first, fine. Yeah, Steve Mongo and Michael. I don't think he was ever going to get his due diligence for what he did in wrestling.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool. What this is one of those things where wrestling fans and football fans are all going to agree he deserves the spotlight. It's when you see someone fading away like that, and it's just sad, especially how like how big they were, and like
it literally happened in a couple years. It literally too, like they were literally showing him pictures in 2021, and he was still bulky and huge, and yeah, exactly. And then now he's just like,
yeah, it's horrible what ALS will do to you. It's sad. I'll say this. I mean, my mom is from Chicago. She's a huge Bears fan. She loved Mongo McMichael. That guy was the stalwart. I mean, that guy was one of the big four of that notoriously evil defense called the 4-6 defense from Buddy Ryan. And as a wrestler, you know what? He was good. I wouldn't say he was great and he wasn't really all that memorable, but he was a member of the Four Horsemen.
Did
And
he have any title reigns?
Yeah, he had U.S. title.
yeah, he had the U.S. title. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember his pay-per-view with Kevin Green, where
That's
they
right.
3-point stanced and tackled each other in the ring the entire match. It was really cool. I enjoyed it. But I loved him on commentary because he played a really good shit heel commentator.
That's true. I agree.
He
Yeah.
was the first real big victim of Goldberg.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's who he dropped the title to, right?
Was it? No.
Oh, maybe not.
Goldberg beat Raven.
That's right. All right, I just want to say one thing before I go is that whole Joseph Gary guy, Joseph H. Gary. I'll see you in the parking lot later, buddy.
Oh,
Later, guys.
Oh, you want to kick Joseph H. Gary's ass?
Wow. We're getting call outs and call ins. This is amazing. This is what it's all about.
Our next caller. It's his first time calling in.
Ooh, who is it?
It is Jake the Snake Hall.
Jake Hall! Yes!
It's his debut.
Yes, it's Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake Hall.
Hello.
Jake the
Hello,
Snake
can
Hall.
y'all hear me?
Man.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh man, there's so much to talk about. How about this weekend in pro wrestling? I mean, you got
Well, the last 2 weeks even.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even just like this whole week, you had the WrestleMania presser on Thursday. That was great. I thought that was fantastic the way they carried it out. You had, Friday SmackDown. You had our Rampage. Both
Wait a second. Are you wearing a Jake the Snake Roberts shirt right now?
I sure am, baby.
Oh yeah!
Shout out to Benji. He's the one that got me this shirt. So
Oh, that's
dope.
cool. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. He's great.
Maybe we
But
could
yeah.
make a Jake the Snake Hall shirt. I don't know if we could. There might be some people getting mad at that on PWT if we did that.
What we get away with on Pro Wrestling Tees with our copyright infringed shirts.
Oh yeah, our Bret Hart shirt is like totally like we got Owen Hart in there. We got Bret Hart.
I think it'd be the greatest thing if it was just free. Just whatever, free. Dance around the copyright infringement by not making money.
Well, what you could do a DDT shirt, and there's nothing you can do about it with snakes and shit on it.
That's right. You could totally do a DDT shirt. But yeah, and then over the weekend you had GCW's Jersey J Cup. I thought it was a fantastic show. 2 nights of just good pro wrestling. There's no, I don't know. It's just kind of a shit show sometimes at GCW, but I think it was a really good weekend for them.
Yeah.
And then even in the middle of the night,
show up at GCW.
He has not this weekend.
Okay.
I thought
it's coming up.
Yeah, he was he was doing another show. I can't tell you where, but he was doing another show this weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then in the middle of the night, you had Okada and Ospreay's big send off in New Japan. Excited to see what those guys will bring.
Yeah, that's wild because I've never seen that before in pro wrestling, where it's both people's last match.
Yeah.
And organization so big too.
Yeah, and Zach was telling me that because I kind of dozed off there for a minute. It's like 4 a.m. when this is happening. But Zach was telling me that Okada and Zack Sabre Jr. might be squaring off as Okada's official last match. I guess he's getting like the royal send off, if you will.
Ooh.
Oh, so this technically isn't Okada's last match then?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be, but I think they're building up for him to kind of pass the torch to Zack Sabre Jr. as the new big star in New Japan,
Well, they got to get
which is
that guy in
great.
a contract because they're running out of stars.
Yeah,
Yeah, for real.
yeah.
But I mean, wrestling companies go through this all the time. I mean, you've seen it with WWE when The Rock went to Hollywood, Stone Cold retired. They had to find stars somewhere and they built up John Cena, Batista, and Orton. And I mean, even yeah, Edge too. Edge too, you're right. And even when those guys started aging out, you see them, searching for a star. They built up Seth, they built up Roman. Um, they built up Drew McIntyre. But I think New Japan's going to be in a good place in the long run. I think in the short term, they might struggle a little bit, putting butts in seats. But I think the product is still there. It's still New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's still hard hitting. If you want the pro wrestling without the entertainment quality of it, I guess the
You mean the
WWE of it
storylines
all.
more?
Yeah. If you want more, athletic based pro wrestling, it's still there. It's still,
I mean, if you're a fan, I mean, the thing to remember is with Gato and Jado was they're hugely influenced by 70s Memphis wrestling. So a lot of what
yeah,
you're seeing is kind of like their love letter to Memphis wrestling, to Jerry Lawler and the Jerry Jarrett, where they really emphasize the athleticism with really good promos and really good segments. But yeah, I mean, New Japan's not going to go anywhere. They still got Tanahashi as the president.
hmm
Takahashi, of course, he's up. He just signed a contract. Naito just signed his contract. So I mean, they got guys that are
yeah,
there presently. Losing Osprey and losing Okada, don't get me wrong, that's huge. I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of like losing your starting pitcher and your best slugger, and then
yeah,
hopes that you're going to make it to the World Series again. It's just not going to happen. But New Japan's is in good shape. I'm not worried about them at all. Period.
And I think
yeah,
AEW is also going through that, especially with some of the stars that they've lost with Jade and Cody and CM Punk. They're trying to build up more stars like Swerve
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and I think they're really taking a hit right now with MJF being off
yeah.
because
yeah.
that guy
But
he's put such a spotlight on the company that
hmm
you really miss him on TV right now.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. But I think too, I think that's also given Adam Cole time. I think, of course, MJF. I'm sure he had a few injuries to recover from. I mean, it's pro wrestling. It's still pro
Yeah.
wrestling at the end of the day, regardless of what three letters or four letters you like to watch. It's still pro wrestling. It's still physical when it needs to be. And but I think a lot of this is for Adam Cole to get better, so we can get that true rivalry that they've been building up for God, I guess about a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so
but
anything else you want to talk
no,
about?
no,
Oh,
yeah, no. I was just gonna say, my fellow family member Sean's a big Chiefs fan, so go Chiefs, and
oh, you go with the Chiefs on this one.
Chiefs. Okay.
yeah, I gotta support my family member, gotta support the blood. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, JFB. Come
I
on
know
now.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
what do y'all do up in Canada, dude?
so the other thing I guess we were going to talk about is food.
Yes.
Yeah, remember you talking about that? You forgot all about it.
Yeah. I got so excited about pro wrestling that I forgot about Super Bowl snacks. What do y'all have? I mean, I don't know what you do in Canada, Mr. Canada Dry, but I know down here in America, I tend to be a traditionalist. I go with the old pizza and wings combo, a little chips and dip, a little Dr. Pepper. What about you guys? What y'all got serving up today?
JP, go ahead.
So I'm going to a friend's house. We're going to do mashed potato bar. We're going to have brisket. We're going to have chicken tacos.
Ooh.
Got lots of beer. It's going to be great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what I'm
Um,
rooting for. I'm rooting for the
I'm
food.
kind of I'm kind of on a health kick right now, so I'm not gonna go big on this. I'm just gonna eat it like a regular day. I'll enjoy the Super Bowl, but I really need to get lose some weight, so I'm just gonna have something light. So it's not gonna be a big deal for me. I'll save my big food for Revolution.
Yes, sir.
There you
God
go.
bless you, brother.
All right, Jake. I thank you for calling in. Look forward to see you more on the channel. We're always looking forward to more people getting involved. So we'll catch you later, bro.
Yeah, heck
Absolutely,
yeah.
fellas.
Come on anytime.
I'm loving the diversity
I like this. This
of
is a
this.
good idea. We should do this like once a month and just have people call in.
We'll see how it goes. I was a little frightened to do it because I'm like, will people get behind it?
Yeah.
And it's like nothing more of a flop when you do a call-in show and no one calls in. So we got Lunatif.
Okay.
It's your turn to ask the question.
Okay.
Hey
Luke,
guys.
what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about NXT.
Okay.
That's what I want to talk about.
We don't need to talk about that. I'm kidding.
You could go fuck yourself, Aaron.
I brought you back. Come on, right back at you. All right, what do you want to talk about NXT?
Yeah, NXT. I want to talk about NXT because I feel like it's genuinely slept on. They are awesome, really. They have a lot of really good talent on there that need to be seen, like Trick Williams.
Yeah.
And Nathan Frazier. And the women are booked really well on NXT. Even if you don't watch like weekly, at least try to check out the pay-per-view shows because it's still a good show. I miss it being talked about like the black and gold era days and stuff like that because that was a
The
really
Shane guy says he's falling asleep hearing about NXT right now.
What?
Shane says he's falling asleep hearing about NXT.
Shut up, Shane. No one wants to hear your opinion. Nobody rang your bell. I'm playing. I kid. I'm kidding. Anyway,
Who's your favorite in NXT right now?
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Who's your favorite in NXT right now?
Trick Williams, Nathan Frazier, Axiom, Kiana James is coming up there. She's a pretty good talent. Thea Hill, Duke Hudson. I like a lot of the roster. They have really good, solid matches. Carmelo is.
I think Carmelo is the best of them all.
Yeah, Carmelo was really good, and he is about to be, probably on the main roster full time.
Well, yeah, you can't keep a light underneath a bushel for too long.
Yeah, he's about to move on to the main roster, but you guys are in for a true treat if you have not seen a lot of his stuff. And Braun Breaker and Tiffany Stratton, too.
Yeah, Braun Breaker is also going to the main roster.
Yeah, let me ask you, where do you think he ends up? You think he ends up in Raw? You think he goes to SmackDown?
Braun would end up on Monday Night Raw.
Okay. That's pretty bad. That's pretty awesome to see him.
Yeah, he's really solid.
Yeah.
If you have not seen him, you are in for, like I said, a true treat.
Yeah.
I was impressed with Braun Breaker at the Royal Rumble. To take over, to have the trust in him to take over the spots that Brock Lesnar was going to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of trust to put in on Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
And he pulled it off really good.
He looked fantastic. I'll say this about NXT. As a whole, I think when you transition from the black and gold into that, what I like to call the dark ages of the multicolored NXT, and then coming into where we are now, I think Shawn Michaels is doing an amazing job putting the right talent against the right people.
Mhm. Yeah,
The
he
matches,
does really good.
yeah, the matches are fantastic. The
Mhm.
wrestlers have great chemistry. I mean, if you didn't watch that Dragunov versus Trick Williams at Vengeance, you missed
That match
great.
was incredible, wasn't it? Dragunov is another solid talent.
And
on
and you
NXT.
got to see Carmelo Hayes be a heel
Mhm.
again.
How
Yeah,
are they
that
keeping
it was a
Dragunov?
really good story.
Yeah.
How
It
they
was a
keeping
really good
Dragunov
story.
down on NXT for so long? His matches go way back to Gunther.
Yeah.
When Walter.
Yeah.
They need to get this guy on the main roster. He's that good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's really solid.
Yeah.
Really good. I miss Black and Gold days so much and really would love to see it head back in that direction.
Yeah.
And be talked about as much as it used to be. Now it's just kind of in a hole now.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
And
making a
nobody
slow
really talks
resurgence. I
about
think
it
it's making a
much.
slow resurgence. I think it is.
I mean, realistically, what it comes down to is Triple H is in charge of creative. Shawn Michaels answers to Triple H. And I think, in
Yep.
all honesty, Shawn Michaels and Triple H work amazingly together. They're both
Yeah.
extremely close friends.
Yeah.
And I think if Triple H says, hey, take the reins, this is kind of who I want to see kind of being pushed forward. But outside of TNA, women's division, NXT has the second best women's division in professional wrestling.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that they have, in my opinion, the second best women's division is that they let the women go and do their thing. I think that's like AEW can't do that right now, only having one match a show. So I think AEW's roster is going to be pretty stacked when it comes to women coming up. Really quickly, Tiff, who do you got in this Super Bowl?
I'm not really a football person. I just casually watch it every now and then.
You got to pick someone. Come on.
Nah, I don't know. I just watch it to watch it. If I watch it, I'm not
If you want to piss Kushoff,
fan at all.
if you want to piss Kushoff, go against the Chiefs.
I should.
Yeah. Go Niners!
Go Niners!
All right, Tiff, thank you so much for calling in.
Bye.
I mean, NXT. I mean, she brings up a great point about NXT. If you're not watching NXT, you're sleeping on what might be probably one of the best inter-promotional segments that's going on. What they're doing in NXT is pretty freaking amazing. Vengeance Day was awesome. It was a great.
It's got a lot of momentum right now. WWE in a whole has a lot of momentum. It's like it's red hot right now.
Yeah.
So let's bring in a good friend, Alex Haney.
Woo, Haney.
Hello. How
Yeah,
you
ask
doing?
a question.
So I'm going to
What do you
ask
want to talk about?
strange wrestling facts.
Oh, that's interesting.
If that is okay.
No, it is okay. Strange wrestling fact. Like what? What do you got for us?
So, like for example, did you know that Snooki's got as many wins at WrestleMania as Ric Flair?
Who does?
Snooki.
So you say Ric Flair and Snooki are equal when it comes to WrestleMania wins?
I just thought that was a genius fact. That's a strange fact.
That's weird.
Did Snooki win one and Ric Flair won one? Is that how it works?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Flair has not done well at WrestleMania.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
he's not. One is, did you know that Christian won the NWA Championship in TNA, the ECW Championship in WWE, and the Impact Championship in AEW? Now work that one out. That's another strange wrestling fact.
That's a lot of championships for Christian.
Yes, but think about what I just said there. Christian won the NWA Championship in TNA, the ECW Championship in WWE, and the Impact Championship in an EEW event.
And the WWE World Championship.
That's not the strange fact.
No, the fact that he's won other promotions belts within another promotion is a very good strange fact, because that man couldn't win a promotional title unless it was from some other promotion that he happened to be wrestling on another promotion for.
He's a much better talent than that Traitor Edge as well. You know.
What do you have another strange fact for us?
Well, I mean, I've got lots of strange facts. You know, did you know that Seamus is related to Beaker from the Muppets?
Is he like a cousin, second cousin removed?
I don't know. I mean, there's loads of strange facts. Did you know that Stephen McMahon is an anagram for the Macho Man penis?
Oh my goodness, this is really good.
I'll stop now.
Did you know that Hulk Hogan invented the live long and prosper thing?
Oh yeah.
Spock was Leonard Nimoy was backstage at WrestleMania 3, and Hulk Hogan's like, "Hey brother, look how stiff my fingers are from lifting Andre the Giant, and slamming him," and the rest is history.
Sorry.
Have a show where we just make up facts about Hulk Hogan.
Well, I figure if Hulk Hogan can lie about Hulk Hogan, why can't I?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I once heard that Hulk Hogan could circumnavigate the globe by flying around it, and it's so fast he can make it go backwards in reverse time.
Do you have any more strange facts, Alex?
No, I just thought I'd come in and make some silly, strange facts. Really, I thought that would be a bit different from everybody.
I love it. I love what you bring to the channel every week. Who do you got in the Super Bowl?
Again, I don't really have a dog in the fight. It's just about the match over here. You know, it is big over here. People do support teams, but generally over here, what was it? It's more about the game itself. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll be a good one, hopefully. And don't forget, the puppy bowl's about to start as well. So ditch this podcast and go and
The
adopt a
puppy
dog.
bowl is getting so big, Alex.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of attention on it.
I know,
for some reason.
It's for an awesome cause. You know, it is for an awesome cause. I mean, JFB, you can relate to that one because you're a dog lover. So
yeah.
But you know, it's a really cool idea and a cool concept. You know, but
so how do you actually score points in the puppy bowl?
You have to cross the end zone with the ball in your mouth.
So they're just running around, and if they happen to go in the end zone, with the ball, they're counting that as points.
Yeah.
So it's just random.
Yeah. You know, you made a big one. You're on FanDuel. I'm just saying.
So if you don't know, it's Team Fluffy, versus Team Ruffy, right?
Yep.
That's who's in the Puppy Bowl this year.
Hell yeah.
Can you drop $100 on Team Ruffy?
Sure, you can.
You can bet on this thing.
This is North America. You can bet and gamble on almost anything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What was it? Not related to that. I mean, that sounds bizarre, but in the UK, wrestling's gambling is huge at big events.
Yeah.
What was it? You can actually go and bet on a wrestling event here. I don't know if you can do it in the States. I know your gambling laws are a bit different.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, but they do big money.
I think that I think it's really wild that you can bet money on a predetermined sport. That is the wildest thing ever.
Well, the only difference between sort of WWE and AEW and like UFC and Bellator is one's predetermined and the other one's scripted. So it doesn't really matter which one. Which one? There's a predetermined winner at the end of it. So
are you saying that that UFC and Bellator and all the MMA is fixed?
100%.
You think so too, JP?
I do.
Yeah.
I think sports on a whole has some sort of ability to be fixed. Like for example, the Cleveland Cavaliers basketball team has never won a world championship in the NBA. LeBron James comes back from leaving. It's the biggest story in the NBA, and they mysteriously win. The Cubs,
Well,
who
they did have the best player in the world, so that helps.
yeah, but I mean, I have a feeling
Yeah.
sports is fixed.
There's
Well,
a
I would say this. I would say that referees are told to be a little biased, I think, sometimes.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
there's a famous story. There's a famous story when Tyson lost. I can't remember who Tyson was fighting in Japan. And when he lost he lost his first big fight, and it was just before the trial stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And it was there was a whole load of wrestlers at ringside, because wrestlers obviously in Japan get treated like royalty. And Vader, the story goes that Vader was at right at the ringside, and apparently you can see him in footage. What was it? Out with his camera taking a picture, and he said he spoke in interviews, and he said that he seen the call. He came back and says this thing's rigged, you know. What was it? He seen. What was it? He seen that what he said was the call to Tyson to go down, you know. And what was it called? And you know, but boxing in particular, the stories of the what was it of the boxing like scene in like what was it in New York in the 50s and the 60s. There's a whole romance around it, you know. It's just amazing, you know, how much
I would agree. Boxing, if any sport, has the biggest black mark around it.
Yeah,
would be boxing, because it's
Actually,
people involved.
you would be surprised. Sumo wrestling was fixed for a very long time as well. Because anytime you have the ability to fix something, especially when you have organized crime in the vicinity. But yeah, there's a great documentary called Freakonomics. And one of the things that they talk about is sumo wrestling being fixed.
Is that the documentary series?
Yes.
Or is that
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed a few episodes of that.
Yeah, but not too far. I mean, you're talking about other sports. Soccer is rife with corruption.
You called it soccer.
Yeah, I know, because you idiots don't know what it is.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
But what was it called? I mean, to be fair, you have a World Series where it's only Americans that take part, you know. So
I know. Last time international game was.
But if you look at the Italian leagues, you know, Juventus, the corruption, the corruption there is unbelievable, you know, and the money involved in going through that is insane, and that actually all that goes even further. That all led into government. And what was it? The president of Italy. You know, it's just insane how sort of corrupt things are. You know, yeah.
So we had a few years ago in the World Cup, someone who had bet on a game, and they ended up killing themselves when their team lost.
Yeah,
that's how like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
do you know that
to kill yourself over a sporting event? That's nuts.
Yeah. Well, you know the story about I don't know if you don't know the story about what was it, the USA World Cup in '94 with Colombia. What was it? I can't remember the fellow's name. But I think he scored an own goal, and the Colombia lost and went out of the World Cup. And within days of landing back, he was murdered because he disgraced his country, you know. But there's all sorts of like weird stories like that. He's got
for sure.
A documentary about it. It's really sad. He was actually a really good footballer, and tell Sean that he's just said soccer sucks. I'm not the one that's parading about in a big girls' blouses, padded throw ball thing, you know. Like, oh, look at me! I can't watch a real sport, man. Watch rugby. That's a real contact sport. None of that. Get the ball and throw it. You know, big hugs. A couple of burly men giving each other some hugs. You know, just to try and stop it. I mean, you know, but
Alex, thank you so much for calling in.
I know. It was meant to be short and funny, but
You did a great job. You killed it today. Thank you so much.
No worries. Bye.
See you later. I enjoyed that call.
That was a good call. I mean, you always got to know Haney's going to be here for. You always know he's going to be here to just rip and run with us. That's what I love about Haney.
And the man with the most evil hair
Yeah.
in all of wrestling.
Oh, it is. That's Joe. It's the EVP of
What's up, guys? How we doing?
EVP.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about?
I got a couple things. First off, bar soap or liquid soap?
Also,
I like the foamy stuff that if you're just washing your hands. I like the foamy stuff.
yeah.
No, like in a shower, do you use bar soap or do you use liquid soap?
Oh, I use Axe or Dove Men or something like that. I like the shower gel.
I do use Dr.
Okay.
Squat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 'Cause
Which
they
one do
get
you
the feel on 'em. It's Dr. Squat.
I use liquid. I use most bar soaps dry my skin out and I just get real itchy, so I use liquid soap.
Well, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Is also you see the little hairs in it.
Yeah.
I use a loofah.
Try to pull out the hairs.
I go full loofah. I get exfoliating action.
I mean,
I'm doing it.
I use a loofah with liquid soap, so it's all good.
What is that? The only thing you want to talk about?
No, like I don't really have much to talk about because like I'm on like every podcast with you guys, so we're always talking news. But there is some breaking news. Fightful has reported that now that Okada's contract is up, he will be debuting with AEW imminently.
Okay.
Oh,
I have a feeling it's going to be in Boston.
Or the pay-per-view.
It might be.
Or the pay-per-view, yeah.
I think the pay-per-view is probably the best place for it, really. If you think.
I don't like me personally. Like I think what I would do if I was AEW is, and I said this last night on the Garage. You have Ospreay's first match at the pay-per-view, then Okada the Wednesday after that, and then Big Business you debut Monet, and just have like 10 days of just dominating debuts and headlines.
Big Business always makes me think of going to the bathroom. Joe Horvath says this. I bought some body wash from the Chinese flea market. Now I'm
a woman. Oh my God. Oh God.
But I just want to throw out my 2 cents for the Super Bowl. I got 3 things. I'm rooting for 1, a meteor to hit the empty stadium so no one gets hurt, so the game gets canceled. then I'm rooting for Usher in the halftime show because he's going to have Alicia Keys, and I think it's going to be good because that's bringing back my old school music. And then number 3, honestly, I'm rooting for Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's a great story, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, it's a.
He got host. He should have won. He should have won the Heisman in college.
Yeah,
I'll stick to that.
Yep, I agree. I mean, it's going to be a great game, regardless. I mean, I just can't deal with Swiftie anymore. I like Taylor Swift; she's a talented musician, but I mean, oh my God!
But speaking of
more than the football game is.
Speaking of Taylor Swift and gambling, did you know? Apparently, in Canada only, you can place a bet on whether Travis Kelce will propose to Taylor Swift after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You drop 100 spot on that, you got to get some money, right?
I mean, I have a standing rule. I don't bet on stuff that I can't control, so I don't really bet on sports.
Yeah,
like you said, I believe a lot of stuff is fixed too. So,
how long do you think this Swift Kelce relationship is going to last? I personally think by this time next year they won't be an item.
I don't know. Honestly, there's been rumors of Travis Kelce retiring, and personally, I think it would be really cool if Travis Kelce and his brother went into the Hall of Fame the same year. I think that would be a pretty cool story. because I don't think that's ever happened before where you have brothers getting inducted because they're both surefire first ballot Hall of Famers.
Well, not in football, but you have twin brothers in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Right.
So-
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm talking about football. But yeah. So I think honestly, I really don't know. I don't care. I'm not going to speculate on someone's love life. It doesn't bother me at all.
Shane says Taylor breaks up with him for losing the Super Bowl. That's it. Give me the mic. We're done.
It's either that or Taylor's going to come out with one fire album about the 49ers.
Just trashes them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's really all I had to talk about. So I'll yield the rest of my time. Let you guys get some more people on here who don't usually talk. I'm sure the effing galaxy is tired of hearing my voice. So
No, never. We love hearing from. It's me. It's EVP.
Yes, sir. So make sure y'all check in with us on Wednesday night after Dynamite.
Now, before you go, you're who you cheer for? You're cheer for Niners?
Yeah, I'm rooting for the night just because of Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, and do you got any food going on for this thing?
I'm getting ready to put some chicken in a crock pot and make some like ripped buffalo chicken. I'm going to make sandwiches. We got rolls and some provolone cheese and some fries.
Kind of like similar to pulled pork sandwiches, but with chicken.
Yep, pulled chicken. Yep.
Yeah, nice.
That's what we're doing. Shredded. Sorry, not pulled. My wife just corrected me.
We're not calling it pulled. We're calling it shredded.
Shredded.
Yeah. Now, is she the real evil one? If she's calling the shots and you're just a puppet?
No. No. No.
Oh, she said no. Does she know you're calling EVP?
Yeah, she's literally sitting right next to me right now.
There she is. Oh.
She doesn't want to be on camera.
She doesn't want to be on the camera. Maybe one day. Tell her we'd love to have her on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. They want you to come on and be a guest. To talk. You don't have to talk about wrestling. We talk about everything. If you've ever watched our Saturday night show, it goes off the rails real easily.
Yeah, we talk about Bill Cosby and what kind of things they shoved up him in prison.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's called After Dark. All right, guys. I'll talk to you all later.
All right, Joe. We'll see you, brother.
I'm loving the vibe we've got going here today.
I love this. This is awesome. I'm glad we freaking finally did this.
We got Pancake Man on the line.
Let's put him on. Pancake Man.
It's the Pancake Man, Tim Tobin.
You hear me?
Pancake Man, Tim Tobin, what do you want to talk about?
Independent wrestling. My favorite company has independent wrestling in general.
Indie wrestling, okay.
Because I watch MPW, so Mission Pro Wrestling, Thunder Rosa company, and they're on a roll. Like Thunder Rosa, brother, strong company with independent. So it's like
I believe Mission Pro Wrestling is owned by Thunder Rosa, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be a strong company. Like Jasmine Allura, you got Tiffany Neves from different companies that's like put together a strong roster of women and men in those companies, independent. So
there's a lot of really good independent wrestling there. I haven't watched Mission Pro Wrestling before, but Natalia made a few stops there. Natalia Markova, who I have a one-on-one interview with her this Thursday. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, but like Jasmine Allura was champion over there. You got Tiffany Neves as MLW. So a lot of people from like Zoe Stock was there before. And was it Mission Pro Wrestling? Started Mission Pro Wrestling. She's on the roll. So Maddie.
What do you know about Mission Pro Wrestling, JFB?
Not very much. It's very rare do I watch Mission Pro. I've seen it a couple times, especially when Thunder Rosa was primarily on it before she went to the NWA. I mean, in all honesty, this is probably one of the best times to be a pro wrestling fan because the indies are thriving. Because TNA and AEW and basically everybody but WWE allows their wrestlers to go out and book independent shows. And so you're seeing stuff you may see Moose from Impact taking on Or Kazarian from Impact taking on somebody from AEW. I mean, that's just it right there. I mean, it's flourishing right now. It is a great time to be an indie wrestling fan.
Uh, Pancake Man, I want to ask you a couple questions about your gimmick.
What, my pancakes, man? Stupid?
Yeah,
What's it, Rudy,
so,
Tooty, Fruity? Who wants pancakes?
yeah, that's right. What is your favorite pancake? We always asking us what kind of pancakes we want. But what is your favorite kind of pancake?
I like, um, maybe strawberry cheesecake pancakes.
Oh, I could go for a strawberry cheesecake pancake right now. That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
What about you, JP? What's your favorite kind of pancake?
My favorite is probably buttermilk with chocolate chips in them.
Oh, now I used to get some pancakes. You get the Grand Slam or whatever at Denny's.
Yeah,
You get like two pancakes. Well, what you do, you pay a little bit extra, and you get fruit on the side with whipped cream, and you
Yeah.
just throw all the fruit, the berries on there. Oh,
Yep.
so good.
Yeah.
Tim, who are you cheering for in this Super Bowl?
Usher, definitely.
You're cheering for Usher.
Or,
But what?
okay, maybe Blue John.
Niners or Chiefs?
Maybe Blue John. Yeah, because he was Usher this year. So Blue John and like Justin Bieber and all those people will be for Usher. So
Yeah, but what team? Chiefs or Niners?
um, I'm a Niners because I guess so for now. My team's out with the playoffs, so I have to root for the Niners.
Okay, yeah, we're going for Niners too, so we'll cheer for the Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ajax gonna go off. Probably be MVP. Ajax.
Kush says Niners are going to get got again.
Yeah, but Ajax is gonna go off. I think so. Rene, what is it? Ayuk. Rene Ayuk is gonna go off.
All right, Tim, it was good to finally have you on the podcast. We'll look forward to seeing you more and more as we grow, and we'll get you on here again.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you later, Tim.
So Kush says that it's going to be Swiftastic. So my question to Kush is, Kush, how do you enjoy football when they show Taylor Swift more than they show the actual game being played? Just curious. Just curious. Do you like seeing Taylor Swift 85% of the time and the other 15% is just football? I don't like it.
So I'm liking the vibe of pancakes being the theme.
Yeah.
It's getting me hungry. It's getting me hungry for a 49ers win.
Yeah.
I might have to just make up some pancakes here.
Heck yeah. Whip some up.
I got those ones where you don't need to add anything, just water.
Oh yeah, the little container you just squirt out.
Yeah, it's good.
I had pancakes this morning, so
The funny thing is when you first making the pancakes, you haven't made them a while. There's a couple screw up ones.
yeah. Oh yeah, always throwaways. Always throwaways. Just throw them away.
If you have a dog, perfect. Here you go, buddy. All right, we have our next caller. Kayla PCB in the house. What do you want to talk about?
For the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl. What about the Super Bowl do you want to talk about?
I'm ready for the Red Kingdom to smash the 49ers.
You're cheering for the 49ers.
No, the Tennessee Chiefs.
Oh, the Kansas City Chiefs. I know. You've jumped on this bandwagon here, Caleb. You're riding this bandwagon. You're not a Chiefs fan. You jumped on here. You are an Eagles fan, right?
Yes, and the Chiefs fan too.
Yeah. So we're seeing a lot of Caleb Bain calling in here this week. He's on almost every show now.
Oh yeah, he is.
Now, Are you going to have any special food for the Super Bowl?
Yes, I am. I have an nachos,
Oh,
chicken,
nachos! I love the nachos.
chicken, barbecue chicken, ice cream, mini hot dogs, chips, guacamole, and all basic food I can eat.
So pretty much only the healthy stuff.
No healthy stuff tonight because I'm doing
No
that.
healthy stuff.
No, not tonight.
So you're not. What you're saying is that you're not going to be munching on any broccoli.
Not tonight because the Tennessee Chiefs are going to eat tonight.
Oh, Kansas City Chiefs are going to eat the 49ers, is what you're saying.
Yes,
They're going to pull
sir.
some. They're going to pull some Jeffrey Dahmer shit in the middle of that field. Commentators, look, he's actually eating a guy out there. That can't be legal. JB, you got any questions for Caleb here?
Well, what do you want to talk about for professional wrestling?
I will. So the Walk in Roman Reigns to be on SmackDown this Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not a fan of the Bloodline because Aaron and I wanted to see Cody Rhodes to finish the story at WrestleMania this year.
So originally you were upset at Cody Rhodes, but you changed your mind on this one.
Yes, because Cody Rhodes is right about his grandfather.
Yeah.
He
I
would
mean-
be ashamed of Roman Reigns.
I mean, you got to question whether or not this was Triple H's way of swerving because of all the negative publicity. Because I'm going to go on a diatribe for a minute. Okay. I am embarrassed at times to be a professional wrestling fan with
Oh, yeah.
the way that the internet wrestling community acts. The Rock's daughter, Ava,
Yeah,
deleted her Twitter or X account because of death threats. People are talking about justice for Cody when all this crap is coming out about Vince, where we should technically be saying, "Hey, let's get some justice for Janelle Grant." I'm wondering how much of Triple H's decision to have The Rock kind of be absent from the main event and allow Cody to do it, and then The Rock turning heel.
Well, I almost wonder if Rock still has it at this age. Like, would this be like a shitty match anyways?
He's got it. I still got it. Now look at that guy was swollen. Guy looks like a brick house.
Alex, what did you want to say there, Caleb?
Did you see how I sneaked in there like a ninja? Ninja.
Yeah.
Caleb, I feel like a ninja kicks the Power Rangers' ass, you know? I'll be like,
Oh, Power Rangers disc. That is awesome.
anyways, I don't know if you noticed, but was it obviously Big E gets shut down pretty quickly when he mentioned tag team, and I have a theory about this. I suspect that the first night of WrestleMania will be Roman Reigns, The Rock versus Cody Rhodes, and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Not Seth Rollins.
Not Seth Rollins.
Okay.
What it was I think because it plays right into the good authority, bad authority thing where I think it's going to go down. There's a rumor going about online that the Triple H might be away for a little while after WrestleMania. So if they're going to storyline it, that would be the perfect way of doing it. You know, bringing in Austin to fight with the new corporate stooge, the corporate bloodline.
So people are saying that Triple H can't wrestle anymore.
No,
There's no way he can wrestle.
no, you can't take a bump.
Rock versus Triple H would be a good match.
It
For
would.
WrestleMania.
From what Triple H said in an interview a few years ago, it was what was the name? It was the British guy, but he basically says if he can't take a bump because of the defibrillator and it's in his chest. So it's not a pacemaker he's got; it's something else that works similar to a pacemaker, but obviously it monitors his heart, so he can't take the bump because it essentially, trigger an event. So,
all right, we have another caller here. We're almost at an hour, so I'll let you both go.
Yep.
All right, we'll see you.
I mean,
This is gone.
the whole Triple H thing is very interesting, and I think that is the wild card when it comes to all this other rigmarole with The Rock and Cody and all that stuff. Triple H is the Joker of this hand.
Well, I know that he and Rock teased that a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I bet you Triple H is like, I'd love to do this.
Oh yeah.
Like completely, he'd love to do one more match.
Oh, of course. What wrestler in the right mind doesn't want one last match?
Like I bet you he's itching at this very moment to lace up those boots one more time.
Yeah. And a good drop kick to the chest, and he's gone.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you could do a tag match.
Yeah.
And protect him. Oh, it's just about to bring the next caller in, and
let's call back, dude.
Yeah, we got to get Cush's thoughts because he's the big Chiefs fan here.
He is.
I don't know a bigger Chiefs fan than Cush Money.
Yeah, Cush Money, where are you, brother?
There we go. There we go. Cush Money. All right, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. Just kicking it back, man, on a nice, good, very, very, very lovely, man, day and stuff, man, here on Sunday. I can feel the atmosphere, and I'm feeling good about today.
I have to ask you, Cush. What do you want to talk about?
Well, wrestling-wise, I would love to talk about the events of that happening at that press conference, man, for WWE Elimination, WWE WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised of seeing The Rock coming out there, and talking this stuff, and with Roman Reigns, and then Cody Rhodes, man, finally got some balls and said that, hey, I want to challenge Roman Reigns. I ain't gonna sell man for less. I want to get my redemption story, finish my story, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
I absolutely love heel Rock.
I do too.
Oh yeah, man, definitely heel Rock, man. I think one of my favorite versions of The Rock was when we went to Hollywood. The way he was playing under the crowd, man, acting like he's still the people's champ, but yet he's still, man, like getting them with jabs and stuff, man. How they like his puppets. They just always saying, man, with his music and all that. Oh yeah, that's always what Rock was all about, being great. Yeah. Being great, whether being heel or face, he's always entertaining.
Yeah, my particular thing I liked was saying, I'm the people's champ, whether you like it or not. Just like, well, no, if you're going to be the people's champ, the people got to have to lift you up on their shoulders.
I know Rock, man, his back was hurting, man, doing all that while he was going through it with Hogan and Stone Cold and Goldberg. That was some good timing. The way he went out like that was definitely one of the most memorable moments I remember of him. And he did a lot of good, though, too, when it came to people like Booker T and Hurricane Helms, putting them over, man, by getting them some wins. Even Jeff Hardy, even for that short amount of time, like from 4 or 5 month span, he really did some good work, not only just for himself and for his rivalries, but also for people who needed,
Hurricane Helms was to the moon at that point when he was doing the stuff with The Rock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, the Hamburglar, that stuff was funny, and him calling himself the Scorpion King. Oh yeah, that was some good stuff. I love that stuff.
I mean, for me, heel Rock is always going to be the better Rock. I mean, we remember when he went from Rocky Maivia to Dwayne The Rock Johnson, when he was, you're going to boo The Rock, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Like, that was brilliant. And anytime he straddled that line and went from good guy to bad guy, from face to heel, I enjoyed him more as a heel than I ever have as a face. Like, I get it. It's, but, let's be honest. That guy's not pulling in money in the box office like he used to. So I have a feeling he's going to be around WWE for a while.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially being back and seem like he's in cahoots, man, with his little cousin, man, Roman Reigns. Yeah. And the fact that even though Roman Reigns is tribal chief, The Rock is just that big of a star. He makes him feel like he's the Solo Sikoa to his tribal chief. Since like his grandfather called himself High Chief P. Maravilla, you might as well call him High Chief Rock.
Yep.
Yeah, Rock is actually, he does have some history of being an actual chief, a tribal chief.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, though, I have to talk about my Chiefs, man. I am
Yes, what a
so
nice
ready.
segue, right? What a nice
So
segue.
ready, man, for tonight, man. I've been seeing a lot of people, man, posting about Niners, Chiefs, Niners. Then the funny thing is, the Chiefs weren't supposed to be here. Like everybody's talking about the Ravens and the Niners. I know it's a sore spot for GI Joe, but hey, we beat them, man, in our home field when people think we couldn't. They didn't think we were going to do it out of Arrowhead, but we did twice against them and the Bills.
It wouldn't surprise me one bit if the Chiefs walked away with this big Super Bowl win again.
Yeah.
No, and the way they've been playing, especially Travis Kelce and all of them showing up when they need to show up, the defense, which has always been there since the first week. If they keep doing what they're doing, I know it's going to be a good game, but if they keep on doing what they've been doing so far, it might be a back-to-back for them.
I think they are a machine. Like the way they execute plays, like especially last playoff game. Who are they playing against again? Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Buffalo would engineer a play down the field. It would take them 10 minutes. KC would answer back in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It would just be like that. So
it's kind of like, like most of the season, they kind of went swapped roles because the defense wasn't doing so hot last year, but yet they start picking up at the end of the season, which won them the championship. And it seemed like the offense was the exact same way this season until they got to the later part of the season to the playoffs. And I kind of like how way now both sides are doing what they need to do and making them that much more of a complete team. But like they always say about championships, you can't win without defense. So I'm expecting the defense, man, to definitely give Purdy and them a little headache and stuff along the way.
You got any food going on today, Kush?
Man, I got some Rotel dip and chips, some wings and chicken, some nice little cold pasta stuff around. My little brother, something who's a nice little chef himself, he's definitely getting us stuff going right now. So I'm ready to feast on that.
I'm smelling the house where you are right now. It just must smell amazing with all these different foods. Who is your Super Bowl MVP? Since we know who you're going to pick to win.
Well, it's not that easy because even though you think you might expect me to say Mahomes, I feel like if this guy here really does what he's been doing, that's been running through, man, the defensive line, it could be Pacheco, but Pacheco's got to do what Chris McCaffrey's been doing. That's running the whole man through any defense and stuff that's in front of him, which he's been doing. So it might be a toss-up between Mahomes or Pacheco, in my opinion.
I think this is going to be an exciting game. I love. Thank you so much. And it's been a while since we heard from you, Kush. Welcome back to the channel.
Oh yeah, I'm glad, man, I'm able to have the time, man, in the world, man, to talk to you guys and stuff. I miss being on here. I miss talking wrestling with y'all. Hope it'll be more of a thing, man, in the near future for sure.
All right, we'll catch you later. That is Kush effing money, everyone. He's got Super Bowl Pacheco to win the MVP. Alex Haney wants to talk one more time. What's going on?
Yeah. Hi. Sorry. Just wanted to talk in general about what was it? Obviously, tie-ins with. I mean, you've all spoke about wrestling, and you all asked the question about asking the question about what was it? The Super Bowl. All about the wrestling tie-ins with the sort of football. There's been some great appearances over the years in wrestling from various, from WWE to WCW. I was more to find out what was your guys' favourite one. Obviously we've got the big match with Bam Bam and things like that at WrestleMania with the Fridge and things like that. What's been your favourite sort of appearance of a wrestler?
I'll let Jeff B handle the first one here.
I mean, I got to go back to Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow. I mean, that was the first time I can remember a legitimate sports personality appearing in a wrestling ring to wrestle. and Lawrence Taylor looked really good from what I remember hearing. I am not DB Cooper, by the way. From what I recall, he actually took the training seriously. It wasn't a one-off or anything like that. He was thinking of becoming a professional wrestler well after his career was over. So, Lord, I gotta go with LT with the big earring with the LT.
Okay, so Jeremy Isaacs, the effing expert, was going to call in today, and he told me. Luckily, he told me what he was going to talk about, so I can answer your question with this: halftime heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Rock versus the Mankind in an empty arena.
Yep.
This was a big gamble for WWE at the time because they didn't know if anyone would watch.
Yeah.
The empty arena was an interesting choice too, right? Because I'm sure they could have got a different location, filled it up with some people, but it was still entertaining as hell, that match.
Was that not some sort of clever tie-in to sort of like back into sort of Memphis days as well around the time that whole match was there not a tie-in with the football the actual football game? I can't remember.
Well, it happened at halftime in during the Super Bowls. That's pretty much the only tie-in.
Yeah. Okay.
But what was your favorite tie-in, Alex?
Well, I mean, it was I just sort of spoke about it. I mean, that was my like first proper time, like, because we did at that point we didn't have like the wrestling as you guys would have it on the television every week. You know, I would get tapes from friends and family, so that that was one of my first real experiences of like Bam Bam. You know. That was it wasn't until like years later I seen him in sort of in Japan and things like that. An absolute beast of a wrestler, and absolutely phenomenal to see a guy like that do the sort of stuff that he did. You know,
I got a feeling that you and JFB could have accidentally been tape traders back in the day. They might even been tape traders and not even known it.
Yeah. But I mean, but was it was definitely. I mean, talking about that. Talking about the trading. It was definitely wild going from. That was like only having like the WWF. That was what it was, right? What was it? I was actually through. I was actually in my last year at what we call primary school. I think it's What was it? Like the first stage of school for you guys. What was it?
Kindergarten.
But it was like a lad in my class. His cousin was visiting from the States, and he had WCW on the Nintendo. So that was the first time I heard of like WCW. So that was the first time I heard, oh, there's another wrestling promotion out there, you know.
Yeah.
And then you start exploring it and getting more and more into it. And when
WCW on the Nintendo, it absolutely sucked, and this was at the early stage. But there's that roster that they had at the time. It was pretty good.
To be fair, all the wrestling games from back then sort of sucked, but I put it in my mind that there was another promotion out there, and that's cool. Started me looking into like how can I sort of see these things, you know. Unfortunately, WCW started showing, you know, but as well, but it was very sporadic, you know. But eventually, when you start getting like you start getting into the tape trading and things like that, but was it seeing the difference in like the wrestling from Japan and things like that. That was when my sort of like hobby in wrestling really stepped up, because that was so different, and totally not what the WWF did. You know, big guys. You know, slapped each other about for 5 minutes and then it was sort of over.
I got a question for Haney. What do you think about Progress and Defy merging together?
What do you think of that? Progress is such a huge brand. You know, you hope that something like that would work. I mean, it's a huge. I think we can't underestimate how big it is. You know, in terms of that, but it's this whole scene here in the UK is sort of got me worried. You know, because anytime any sort of new talent now appears, they disappear really quickly because they're getting snapped up. You know, But was it would be really good to have a solid promotion like
Yeah.
Progress. You know, what was it? What was it? Or any sort of brand. Have they spoke about what the name's going to be yet, or what was it?
They didn't say yet. No.
Yeah, they haven't
No.
said yet.
You know,
But I love this. I love this so much. All these indie companies, they should be doing this. Stop
Yeah.
being so like you're stronger together.
Yeah.
I love it. Like you get if you got like OVW and NWA and different things joining forces, it would be so cool.
Oh
But
yeah, absolutely.
on the flip side to that, I mean, a merger is completely different to sort of like what was it, forming a relationship. But was I think it's
Yeah, but this
so,
is a merger, right? So that's what I
Yeah.
think should happen.
yeah. So you don't want something to lose its identity as well. You know, like for me, and I know what was it like. I mean, JFB will relate to that because he's a big ECW fan. ECW was the WWE was nothing. I mean, it was a joke that it's called ECW and WWE. You know,
Yeah.
same with Impact. Not Impact. What was it? EW with Ring of Honor. You know, Ring of Honor. That's nothing like what Ring of Honor is. But I've spoke about it before as well. There's
Yeah,
people that actually followed them at the time. I mean, if ECW had as many fans as they did back in the day as people present to now, they would still be making booking shows. You know.
Yeah.
So what was it? Obviously, there's a lot of sort of culture pops into that as well. But you want these sort of promotions to succeed. You know. So definitely, I mean, what was it for me? Sort of Progress is a big one.
Yeah.
And hopefully, what was it? Hopefully, one of these companies can get a good deal in the UK be on TV. But what was it called? What was it? I think in the UK ever got a promotion on its like national television away from the sort of the sort of US audience, its own thing, it would blow up massively. You know,
I like what Tiffany Trim said. They should do halftime matches more often. Why not? Why not get AW doing a match somewhere? Why not get WWE doing a match somewhere, like a big main event match? It is still a risky play. I think so.
Yeah.
To get
Well,
people into
well,
that.
the halftime show is so big now. I mean, if you think about it, what was it? I can't remember what the number is. I would need to look it up. But there's quite a lot of Brits that are going to stay up and watch the Super Bowl, and they've got work in the morning. You know, so
Yeah, a lot of people only tune in just for the halftime show. Like not even football fans. They'll
Yeah.
watch the halftime show.
You know, so where's the incentive in that? You know, it's not there anymore. Yeah, you could. What was it? It sort of worked once with the empty arena, because you know, and you would have the fans, but for me, there's three things. There's three things for me in terms of my sort of hobbies that sort of collide: rock music, football, and wrestling. It's the same crowd, you know. It's the exact same crowd.
Yeah.
What was it? For one to step into the toes of the other, you know, it's not going to work. It's just going to look bad for sort of wrestling if they put on a show, you know.
Yeah, I think you agree. Unless you got it on the Netflix, doing a halftime show on Netflix once WWE gets that, I can see that being really successful.
Yeah.
You think?
Well, because even if you miss it, they're still going to watch it after.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things that's still not been determined with sort of live sports and streaming is how they're going to do the the adverts. You know, what was it? But there's so much money involved in that. Now that there's no incentive for. But why would anybody put on something during that period of time? You know, because the money involved in advertisement is absolutely massive. It's insane. You know. But once we've covered this, I've got another question for GFB, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, last question, then we're gonna wrap her up.
Yeah. Okay. So, what was it? You're a sort of what was it? Obviously, one of the big things we're going on just now about is in terms of wrestling is the term storytelling. You know, and everything that's just happened with what was it? AI. You know, in particular. I mean, I actually tested it. What was it? I've actually got a paid subscription for like ChatGPT because for my work, sort of like I do data analytics and things like that, and we're sort of learning it for that. But I was sort of playing about with it and asking it to write stories, and I asked it to write a sequel to the Goonies. Right, right. But it is frightening, right? It's frightening what it can do in 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So was this Goonies sequel? Was it any good?
It was all right. I needed to sort of be padded out a little bit, you know, but maybe I'll post it.
Yeah, you got your basic structure, and you can mess around with it to make it better, right?
Yes. For obviously for JFB, I mean, I don't know if you see if a good thing or a bad thing. Obviously, there's positive and negative, but
I mean, in all honesty, I think it's not a bad thing. Because I've seen AI, and in fact, most of my video editing software is going towards AI as well. But AI has to be trained and learned by human beings, and I get it. You can pop in a whole bunch of video footage, tell the program, "Hey, make this make this into something that makes sense," and it's going to do it. But there's a human touch to video editing. There's a human touch to writing that AI will never get, and that's telling compelling stories from a human point of view, So I'm not afraid of it at all. I think it's bull. But, obviously SAG and writers were all up in arms about it. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. So
if you guys don't know, JP works in the film industry.
Yeah.
And so that's why the question was being asked.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being a part of this call-in show. Thank you, everyone, for calling in. It's such a successful show for everyone to see and be a part of the FDF community today and just come out and just have fun with us. And thank you so much. We'll see you later, Alex.
No problem. Just bye.
See you later. Yeah, such a good turnout today. We're talking about anything and everything.
Yeah.
I love it. We did the news show yesterday, so we didn't need to talk about the news.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited. This was awesome. I can't wait to do this again.
Yeah, it's a really fun episode. Could have used the Jeremy Isaacs around here, but some people you got responsibilities,
Oh yeah, Dad. He's got to take care of the kiddos. It's totally understandable.
You're raising up a new expert too, so
There you go. So, anyways, guys, what a great show! This was absolutely fantastic. Here's what, we don't have time for rigmarole, so I'm just going to say, Big Shiny Matrix at hotmail.com is a great way to send money directly to our PayPal.
You buy a shirt.
Yeah, a shirt, for God's sakes. ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestling. On behalf of Canada Dry, I am the JFB.
And raise your fist in the air. And you're thumbing yourselves down. What the hell? And JFB, the AI doesn't like you. No. Remember, if the AI doesn't like you, raise your fist in the air and say, just keep fighting.
Ooh, hit it.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, fnwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.